Good evening, one and all. Welcome back to the Suffolk Crunch on YouTube. This is match preview time for Derby County versus Ipswich Town tomorrow at Pride Park with a 12:31 kickoff. We will talk on why it is at 12:31 in a little bit. Firstly, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. Also, turn on your notifications bell so when we go live, you are notified. We'll go for 100 likes on this stream. And if you're watching live, get involved in the comments down below. We are sponsored by the Bad Shirt Club here at the Suffolk Crunch. So head over to the website and use the code TSC30 at the checkout for 30% off your order. Callie is in. He says upper crunch. Shane is in. Also, we launched this week. Fisherman is in. How you doing? We launched the Spotify podcast this week. There is 3 episodes up there already. I've done a daily one over there. Today's one is talking about club culture. So if you're on Spotify and you like an audio, head over there. You can follow me. We've had some good numbers listening so far. So I'm just doing like 8 to 10 minute audios over there. So if you're out on the run, having a walk, just at home, and you like to put your earphones in and have a listen, it would be appreciated. But yeah, something I've been wanting to do for a little while. So over on Spotify, get involved over there. We have got Simon in the chat. Eric is in. Simon Harris. He's put Spotify's excellent. So if you're a fan of audio, go over there. It's going to be a little bit different. It'll be just on like one subject. Might be daily, might be every couple of days, but we'll see how it goes. Lee is in. Up the Cov. John is in from Vietnam. I've been following you on your Instagram, John. Top man. Ben is in. Colton Morris, he says back tomorrow. No, I don't think he's back tomorrow. He has returned to training. Andrew's in. He said he's loving the Spotify. He listens on his way home from work. So it seems as though that's gone down quite well so far. We'll get on to a bit of a match preview in a little bit. But firstly, I want to touch on McKenna's presser this morning. We're not going to be talking about Sammy Smollick's here. It is over on the Spotify. I've done a little bit about club culture. We've seen what's been said this morning by Kieran. It is literally all over the socials, so I'm not going to go into it on here. Don't want to get myself in trouble neither. So it's out there if you want to know what's going on. Head over onto Twitter, you'll see some rumours on there, or head to Spotify and have a listen. It's just a little bit on club culture. Gary is in. Good evening. But yeah, Kieran, a couple of takeaways from obviously he says he seems a bit down, Ben. I'm going to come on to Kieran McKenna in a minute. He obviously spoke about no number 9 signing on the transfer deadline day, which for me, and I've spoken on it before, he said it was good habits, I think he said, from the club, basically saying that we didn't want to sign someone just for the sake of it on transfer deadline day, which I do get. And I don't think they were even in for a striker on deadline day. Obviously, Femi Aziz was linked from Millwall and there was an offer went in there. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi all day long. So an offer had gone in there. I just want to touch on the striker-wise. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't a January transfer window problem. It was a summer window problem. And that's where I'm at with that. It should have been addressed in the summer. You're getting into January. You're either going to be paying way over the odds or you're going to be getting the dregs. So in the end, we didn't sign anybody. It will be proved right or wrong at the end of the season. So I've just got to get behind whoever plays up front in the games between now and then. We might not rate them. We might not think they should be playing, but we ain't got anything else. So if you're going to be negative, which I probably will be on certain players after certain games, but yeah, leave the negativity, I think, for May, and then we can all chat then and decide if it was a good that we didn't get a striker, or if it was obviously things didn't go right and we were left short. Who we got in? Gary's in. Do you know the keeper from Peterborough? He's just signed. He's not taken up a squad place. He's just as an extra keeper. And I think he's going to play for the under-21s. Adam says he doesn't think a championship club signed a striker all this window. Trouble is now, and I was talking to one of my mates today at work, everyone wants to be a wide forward now. No one wants to be a number 9 and get kicked about and battered up front on his own. So, yeah, it's a good point there by Adam. But, yeah, getting into recruitment, and they talked about Aziz and that they hadn't really replaced Amari with a natural player who can sort of play off both feet. And I get that. Other people will say, obviously, we're well stocked in that right wing position already. As far as recruitment, I think there's a sea change happening at the minute at Portman Road, and you're going to see it continue to evolve. So we've got the new head of recruitment in Mick Court from Man United, and there was a little bit worrying for me when it was, I think it was on TWTD, that it had been leaked out. I think it was Mark Ashton who put it out there that they'd given a list of strikers to Kieran, and he'd basically turned them all down. So obviously there was no one on that list that he fancied, that he thought was better than what we got. Katsu Curry, he's going for a 2-1 win. Enjoy your curry. We'll get on to have a little chat about Leicester in a minute, Simon. Craig from Winchester says that the signs of Mehmeti and Neil are probably as good at January as anyone. But yeah, getting back onto recruitment, and this is where I'm sitting now, I think we're seeing a sea change. I think before, Kieran McKenna had a say, 100% say over players coming and going. And I still think he probably has a say, but I think we're moving more down the route where he did touch on it today about coaching. I think, it's only my opinion, you can think I'm right or I'm wrong, and that's why we all love the game, but I think we will be moving towards a head coach role and not a manager, like a Liam Rosina at Chelsea, where he's got his set of players, he just coaches them on the field, sets them up how to play, and then you've got your recruitment team bring in the players. And I think that's where we're going to head. I'm not saying there's a bit of disconnect, but it seems there may be a little bit of disconnect between the recruitment and what Kieran wants. Personally, I think, and this is a big statement, I think Kieran McKenna will leave Ipswich in the summer. That's just my thoughts. I think either way, I think definitely if we fail to get promoted, I think with the statement saying that they're giving him a list, I think Mark Ashton's given himself a bit of an out, and he's basically said, well, we've offered it to the manager, he turned them down. So they've dripped that out. So I think if we don't go up, McKenna goes 100%. And I think that probably would be the right decision. Possibly, maybe, I don't know, but we'll see how the rest of the season pans out. It wouldn't surprise me that even if we did get promoted, that there's a golden handshake. We say, thanks for everything that you've done for us. And McKenna goes off into the sunset and possibly turns up at a Spurs or a Crystal Palace. You know, there was the links last time when we got promoted, and everyone was really, really nervous. Whereas now, it might possibly be the right time for a change at the top. That's just how I feel. I don't know what everyone thinks in the chat. Get your comments in. If you're watching back on catch up, leave your comments on YouTube in the comment section, and I'll have a sift through them. But that's just a feeling that I'm getting, you know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, but that's just a little feeling I'm getting. There's going to be a sea change. And I think a few clubs now, you have they're not managers, they're head coaches. So just bear that in mind for the summer. And if things haven't gone right, and even if they have gone right, I think we'd all love to get promoted. And then if Kieran does move on, we can say, look, thanks for everything. And I wouldn't want it to end negatively. And then he's not remembered for what he'd done before, you know. But that's football. So that's a long, long way in the future. Let's go on to tomorrow's game. Obviously, Town head to Pride Park. Adrian's going to make his mind up when the season ends. And I think, look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, it's football. It's why we love it so much, like I said. So it's just something to bear in mind. And I just think that's the way it may go in the summer. Quickly, if you are on YouTube, head over to watch the final whistle. Me, Jack and Steve last night, we done our championship prediction show, which we do every single week. So head on over there, get involved, hit a like as well, because we're I think we're going for 111 likes, which would be our biggest ever on there. So it's free. We've had over 1,000 views already. So head over there. Obviously, Jack and Steve are big Leicester fans. And last night, there was a lot of chat on there about the 6-point deduction, which had been hanging over Leicester. I think they've got away a little bit lightly. It was 7, but I think because they've been good boys and their finances, they've managed them okay now. I think they've got a point back. I think the Premier League wanted 12 points. They've headed from 17th to 20th now. They're level with West Brom. They're just above them on goal difference. So it's going to be, interesting to see what happens over there at Leicester. But people might say now that the 23-24 season, when Leicester won the league by a point, maybe it should be Ipswich Town who were lifting that trophy. Just putting it out there. So we will head over to FootMob. Couple of snippets. No Nunes and no Jaden Philogene. They're still not fit for tomorrow. There was talk, I think after the game last Saturday, that one of them might be available for Pompey, which was obviously canned. Kieran also spoke about that today, about having infrastructure and having your right pitch. And I totally agree with everything that he was saying with regards to that. A little bit tin pot, but there is a video on the channel that I've done on Tuesday afternoon. If you want to go and look at that. Adam says that Philogene was in training on the training video. I haven't watched it, mate, myself, but I'll have to have a little look at that. But no Philogene, no Nunes. One other player they've got to check on, who I've got a good idea who it is. I'm not going to say who it is, but if we'd have played the other night, he wasn't going to be available. So I would think it's probably him, but we'll have to wait until the team news drops at about 11:15. Yeah, but it's 12:31 tomorrow. All the games are kicking off 1 minute later because it is regards to CPR, and every minute matters. So if you are not trained in CPR, get on it. You can go on to, I think on the Ipswich Town Twitter feed, there was a link on there. I think it's about 15 minutes. You can learn CPR. It's very important, very, very important, you know, because you never know when you're going to be needed. Seen a lot of incidents around football grounds this season. So head over there to take a look at it. But yeah, 12:31 tomorrow is the kickoff time. Tomorrow, so the referee tomorrow is Joshua Smith. Derby County, they're in form. They're 7th on 45 points from 30 games, 12 wins, 9 draws and 9 losses, 44 goals scored, 37 against, +7 goal difference. Town are sitting 4th with a +21 goal difference, and they're on 51 points, obviously playing a game less. So we got that game in hand. But obviously last time out, it was a 5-0 win for Derby at Ashton Gate. Before that, it was a 1-1 draw against West Brom at home, and they were literally, West Brom nicked an equaliser in about the 96th minute. So that was disappointing for them. Before that, they won 2-1 at Charlton. Before that, it was a 1-0 win at Preston. And before that, it was a 3-1 defeat in the FA Cup to Leeds at home. They were winning, weren't they, after that? Derby sits 7th. We got a few little snippets, but ranked 14th in the XG table, overperforming expected points by 6.4. Scored 10 goals in their last 5 matches, including 5 in the last game against Bristol City. Have conceded the most penalties in the Championship this season with 4. One of them was against Town last time out when it was 2-2 at Portman Road. And Ipswich Town are scoring a lot of penalties. Ipswich topped the Championship XG table despite sitting 4th. They've been awarded the most penalties in the Championship with 6 this year. 5 of them 4 of them scored by Jack Clark, 1 by Hurst, and he missed 1 at Borough. They've won just 1 of their last 4 league matches after a strong autumn run, and they are averaging 1.7 goals per match this season, and we've scored 49 in 29. Carlton Morris is still the top scorer for Derby with 10 goals. He's been out for a while. He's back in training, won't be involved tomorrow. Jack Clark is obviously leading scorer for Town. He's on 12 goals. He gets a goal every 116 minutes. So that's good. Let's have a look at the lineups. So we've got O'Donnell in goal. I think he is the Derby County goalkeeper coach. He's 37 because their main goalkeeper, he's out. At the back, you've got Joe Ward, who was ex-Peterborough. Sanderson, ex-Blackburn. He's a Eustace recruit. Matt Clark, formerly of Ipswich Town. Callum Elder, we had him on loan during the relegation season. In midfield, you've got Ozo and one of the biggest shithouses, Lewis Travis. He was a massive shithouse at Port Road. Probably should have been sent off as well. Brereton Diaz on the right. Clark in the 10. He's on loan, I think, from Salzburg. Ryan Brewster on the left. And Ajimang up top. He's a decent player. Town, I think we did inquire in the summer. Yeah, I think he plays for the USA. So on the bench, you've got bloody hell Forsyth still playing for Derby, Danny Bath, Fraulo, Andres Vyman, he's left. Salverson's on the bench. He scored last time out. Injured players, Morris, he's back. It says mid-February here, so we'll have to have a look at that. They've made a couple of signings, I think. Does it say on here who they signed? Don't think so. They made a couple of signings from abroad. I know that. Town last time out. This is how we lined up. I won't go how we lined up last time because we know how we lined up. But this is what I think tomorrow. Christian Walton in the nets. I'll try and get it all correct tonight because the last 2 times I've made a mistake and a few people have pulled me up. Davis, Kipray, O'Shea, Furlong. That is the back 4. In midfield, Matasiwa, who is up for the PFA Fans Player of the Month. You can vote for it over on the Town Twitter feed, I think on the website. Get over there. He's in the running for January's Fans Player of the Month. Alongside him tomorrow, I'm starting Dan Neil. I don't know if Kieran starts him. He might start Jack Taylor. I'm starting Dan Neil. We've signed him. We need him in the team. Get him in there. Get him up to speed. Even if he only plays 60, 65 minutes, get some minutes in the legs. And that'll be good going forward. Jack Clark is obviously going to be starting on the left. Mehmeti in the 10. Wes Burns starts for me on the right-hand side. Up top, it's a toss-up. Azon went off last week with a headache. Unbelievable. George Hurst came on, missed an absolute sitter. Tubrak-Pom came on in the 10. It's a toss-up between 3 of them. You could play any of them. Tomorrow, I'll probably play Azon, but it could be either of him and Hurst, or Tuba could get the nod. Not really sure. If we head over to, there's been some good games down the years. Town have got a good record at Pride Park. I remember seeing them win. I think it was 3-1 in the Premier League. Sixto Peralta scored. Andy Marshall. Remember Andy Marshall? Saved a penalty that day. I think Marcus Stewart missed a penalty as well that day. I think it was Dion Burton missed a penalty for Derby. I remember the 4-4 game that I was at when Town were winning 4-1 and Steve McLaren had just been appointed and Derby came back in the second half and it was a 4-4 draw. Obviously, Town, I think the last time we went there was in League One. 2-0 victory that day. It was the brilliant counter-attack goal from Walton out to Broady, ping to Wes, nodded down, Chappers, bang, in the net. That was an excellent finish. And then George Hurst scored in the second half. It was a great away end that day. And that was sort of, we were in that run, weren't we, where we went sort of from February until the end of the season. I think we went, did we go undefeated? I think we did. And I think to get in them top 2 spots, I think Town are going to have to do something like that sort of between now and the end of the season. So it'll be a good starting point tomorrow to get them 3 points. Leave your score predictions down in the comments, and on YouTube if you're watching back on catch up. I think we need 3 subscribers to get to 8,700. So if there's 3 of you in here now live watching, or 3 watching on catch up, head back over there, subscribe, get us to 8,700. We're the Town Walk, which is another Town pod I'm on. We've hit 600 subscribers. So if you watch us over there, thanks very much. Latest episode will be out Monday evening at 6. We did do a live last Sunday morning, but it was only because there was a game on the Tuesday. I think when there's going to be Tuesday games, we will be live on the Sunday. Dr. Zach King says, tough one tomorrow. He says we're going to nick a 1-0 or a 2-1. Martin says 2-1 to Town. That's what I'm going for tomorrow. It's a 2-1 Town victory. Jonathan says Derby 1, Town 2. It's a strange one, really, because I think Derby have only took 18 points in their home games. They're better on the road, whereas Town are obviously very strong at home and not that great on the road. So it wouldn't shock me if it was a draw. Ipswich Jules says, hit the like button or you're a Norwich fan. Yes. I totally agree. It's left me a bit flummoxed. I thought it was a Norwich fan in the chat. If you are a Norwich fan and you're here, welcome in. Everyone's welcome in. If you're a fan of anybody, any football club, you can come and get involved. Shane says 2-1 to Town. Paul Carr, Town have to be aggressive and must play much quicker. It's mind-numbing watching O'Shea constantly slowing things down. It's not as if it actually works. It worked in certain games, Paul, this season. Worked away at Coventry, where Town played excellently. We played very well that day. Adam says it wouldn't shock him, a draw, but it would piss him off. I think we really need to win tomorrow. We need to turn up the heat on Coventry, who are playing at 3:01. They play Oxford at home. So I would think, I don't know why Dara O'Shea gets so much stick. I think he's had a decent season. I think he's a decent centre-half at this level. Cov at home to Oxford, which I think 3 points. And then Monday night, big game at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United versus Middlesbrough. It's a real tough place to go. They've got to entertain Middlesbrough, and Coventry got to go there as well. And then next Monday night, I think it is Coventry versus Borough. So we really need to get a win tomorrow to turn up that pressure. 2 really tough games for Borough. If they come through them unscathed, I think they've got a really, really good chance of finishing in them top 2 spaces. Anyway, that's 23 minutes done. Cheers everybody that is watching. Like we said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and also if you like your audios, head over to Spotify. We are now on there, the Suffolk Crunch audio podcast. I think we are. There was one. I did do a pod once on there. Start of the season, I think. I've only done one, so don't log on to that account because there's only one pod there. That's now obsolete. The Suffolk Crunch podcast, that's what it's called. The Suffolk Crunch podcast on Spotify. Follow me on there. If you turn on your notifications bell on there, when there's a pod dropping, that will go straight into wherever your podcast world. And then you can listen. But yeah, there's 3 there to listen to. Just a quick pilot that I'd done. A bit of Don Goodman chat because he questioned Town's mentality. Then we had the Curious Case of Casey McAteer was episode 2. And episode 3 today is Club Culture. They're only short little snippets. I don't really want to be doing 25, 30-minute ones over there. They're probably going to be 8 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but I don't want to bore everyone too much. So they're just quick, short audios for you to listen to. And if you want to get involved, it is much appreciated. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Eric says a 3-0 win. Metal J says thanks. Shane says have a great weekend. We will be back tomorrow. Not sure what time I get back from Derby, probably around tea time. maybe into the evening. I might watch the rugby tomorrow. England-Wales, might have a little look at that. T20 World Cup starts this weekend. England's first game is Sunday morning at 9:30 versus Nepal. So I'll be all over that. We might drop a few cricket videos on the old YouTube, possibly. We'll see. Anyway, have a great evening. Couple of games on tonight. Leeds, Forest in the Prem. Charlton, QPR, London Derby in the Champ. So if you're watching either of them, enjoy them. Enjoy the game tomorrow. 12:31 kickoff. No, Graham, I think the game is A-OK. I've seen on the socials today. Derby got a proper pitch. I hope this doesn't come back and bite me on the arse and it's cancelled in the morning. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, whatever you're up to. Smash the like button. Join us over on Spotify, and we will see you across the weekend. Have a great Friday evening. Come on the town.